بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome everyone in today's lesson. This is for third secondary grade for the English subject for the first semester, and the lesson is Unit 2 Grammar from the book Make a Goal 5. You can see it on your book on pages 15 and 16. It is prepared by Turki Al-Fayfi and presented by me, Nazra Harbi, so welcome everyone. Our lesson objectives, or the things that we hope we can achieve for today's lesson, is number one, that we will be able to use used to and be used to and would, and also we will be able to use was or were plus going to, future and the past. And number three, that we will be able to answer exercises on used to and was and were going to. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, so the first thing we have here, we do have a warm-up question. Okay, a warm-up question. The first one is, or sentences, I used to go to bed late at night, but now I go to bed early. And here, I used to read a lot, but now I don't have time. So the question is, what exactly does used to here in these sentences refer to? What do you think that these two sentences, used to, these two words refer to in the first sentence and in the second sentence? Okay? Actually, if you look closely, you will find out that it refers to an activity that was repeated habitually in the past, but which is not done now. Okay, so something happens happens in the past, but something that you used to do repeatedly and a lot of times. Okay, but now you don't do it anymore. Okay, so this is what we mean by used to. Okay, it means when you want to talk about an action or an activity that happens in the past. Okay, you used to it. It means you have done it a lot of times in the past, but now you're not doing it anymore. So this is what we mean by used to. Okay, so let's have more examples of this. Okay, like the first one, he used to live in a mansion, but he lost all his money, and now he lives in a small apartment. Okay, so one of the uses of the word used to is to talk about a place that you used to live in it, but now you don't. Like this example, used to live in mansion, but now he lives at small apartment. Okay. The other one, the second sentence, she didn't used to care about money, but now she is become very materialistic. Okay. So here the second use of used to is when you want to talk about something that, or a habit, or one of the people's qualities, if I may say, okay, and he used to do it in the past, but now he is not doing it anymore, like this one. So she didn't used to care about money. Okay, that woman was neglecting about money. She doesn't like to care much about money. But now, this is in the past, of course, but now at the present, she became very materialistic. Okay, she likes to talk about money. She likes to care also about money. Another use here in this sentence, some people think it is crazy that he works 7 days a week, but he is used to it. Okay, so here also, if you want to talk about an action that other person do or does, okay, and this action he does it for a lot of time, or from a very long time ago. Okay, so we can say that this person is used to do it. Okay, this person is used to do this type of action. Okay, so as you can see here, Some people think it is crazy that he works 7 days a week, but he is used to it. And number 2, although she's a millionaire now, she is not used to shopping in expensive stores. Okay? Here also an example, and if you notice in this time, in this new example, we added a gerund. We added a gerund after to. So the sentence said, she isn't used to shopping in expensive stores. So here is a case or an example that tell you that you can use also a gerund after used to. And also you can use a negative one. You can add a negative after verb to be, okay, when you use used to, okay? We will have more detailed about this one, okay? Now here, pay attention to these two sentences, okay? It reflects and tells the difference between would and used to, okay? So the first one, when I was a child, I would dream of being a millionaire. When I was a child, I used to dream of being a millionaire. So the difference, okay, in these two sentences are only in spelling or in the word itself, but not in meaning, okay? So the word would here, okay, it represents if you an action that you used to it in the past when you were a child, okay? And the same here goes for used to, okay? It refers to an action that you did it in the past. So both would and used to, if you want to talk about something happens in the past, they both have the same meaning and you can use any of them, okay? You can use any of them. Let's move on to the other example here we have. He used to live at home until he got a job. He used to live at home until he got a job. And here we have omitted sentences, but let's read it. He would live at home until he got a job. Okay, so why this is incorrect when this is correct? Because the rule said that if you want to talk about where you lived in the past, okay, you can use used to, but you cannot use would. Okay, so yes, if you want to talk about an action happens in the past, use would or used to, it's okay. But if you want to talk about where you lived in the past, use only used to and not would. The rule says. Okay. Okay, and here is a diagram for the rule. Here used to, that we use it in alternative, and here's the negative, didn't used to. And here also be used to, verbs to be, added to used to. Okay, this is how it's formatted. So be used to plus gerund or noun or pronoun, as we read in I like she didn't use to shopping. Okay, and this is the negative way. Okay, she is not used to, and the complement of the sentence. And here also would is the same as used to. After the relative, and here is the negative, would not. Would not. Okay. So here is the definitions or the uses of used to. So when do you use used to talk about an activity that was repeated habitually in the past, but which is not done now. So something you used to do it in the past, but now you're not anymore. Okay. So use used to. And here to be, verb to be, and used and to talk about something that has become familiar or habitual in one way or another, like this one. Okay, and here with would, to talk about an action that happened regularly in the past. Okay, and here we have the note, not only used to, only used, not would, can be used to talk about a situation that was true without habitual action in the past. Okay, so let me give you an example of used to and or when do you use used to and what. Okay, so we use used to if you want to talk about a place that we used to live in the past. Okay, or if you have something in the past but now you don't. For example, I used to have a car but now I don't. Okay, and if there is a repeated habitual, okay, or a repeated activity you used to it in the past. For example, I used to jog or in the afternoon, but now I not. Okay, so this is the cases when you can use to. Okay, and about would. Okay, you talk would. You use would if you want to talk about something that can happen in the past. For example, if let's say in the past I would be study and be a teacher. I would study and get a master's degree. I would study and get a higher education. This is something that can happen in the past, but it didn't happen. Okay, or if you want to talk about that an imaginary situation, okay, that situation that is not real. So you can say, if I were you, I would done this, this, and this. Okay, so this is not real and this is not happening. So this is when you can use would. Okay, and also you can use would if you want to express that the refusal of something. Okay, and for example, we can say, I wouldn't do this if I were you. Okay, I would not choose this car. I would not go to this place. Okay, so here are only a summary of when to use, when we can use used to, and when we can use would. Okay, moving on to another grammar rule here we have. It's about was, where, and going to. It is between brackets, it's the future and the past. Okay? So let's read the first example here we have. I knew that company was going to be a great success. I knew that company was going to be a great success. And here he was going to spend the money, but he decided to invest in the stock market instead. Okay, so let's all read how to form this rule and also know when can we use it. It says here that was or where plus going to plus the base form of any verb is used to talk about a prediction for the future made in the past, or a bad plan that was not carried out. Okay, so if you want to predict something in the past, okay, that could happen and happen in the future, made in the future, you can use was or were going to, like this one. I know that company. Okay, let's imagine a company that is now a very big success. Okay, someone can say and come and say, I knew that company was going to be a great success. He predicted in the past about something happens in the future. Okay, and also we can use it for a past plan that was not carried out. Okay, so for example, he was going to spend the money. Okay, he was going. This is the past plan, and it didn't carry it out because he decided to invest it in the stock market instead. Okay, so these are the uses of used to. And also was was or were going to. Okay, now we do have an exercise. It says here, complete the sentences with either used to or be used to. Use the negative in some cases. Okay, so let's all try to read the first one and do it together. It says here, we eat at all the best restaurants, but then we started saving more money. Okay, So here, if we want to answer this question, okay, it obviously refers to something happened in the past, but now it didn't happen. Okay, so now to answer this question, okay, there isn't here there isn't a verb to be, so we can only add used to, okay, we can only add here used to, okay, and the sentence became we used to, okay, we used to eat at all the best restaurants, but then we started saving more money. Let's go for number 2. She is from Costa Rica, so she warm weather all year round. Okay, so she's from Costa Rica. Okay, so she is warm weather, so she is used to something here. Okay, but the question is, which one should we use? Can we use only used to or be used to? Okay, and since here we have the pronoun she, and we already used the verb to be, here also we can use verb to be, and we can say it. So she is used to. She is used to warm weather. Okay, she is used to warm weather. Okay. Number 3, the bed in my first apartment was so uncomfortable that I sleep on the couch. Okay, so here and we can't use I am used to sleep on the couch, but we said we only mentioned the verb directly, and we can say I used to sleep on the couch. I used to sleep on the couch. Here we have it. Okay, I used to sleep on the couch. Very well, and now for the sake of time, we're going to that. Here we also have more exercises. Okay, and here are the answers. Here are the answers of those exercises. It's very simple. When can we use used to and be used to? Okay, a very interesting exercise we do have here. It's about use the phrase to write sentences about your own childhood, including either would or didn't used to. In some cases, both are possible. For example, if you see this phrase, help my mother with the cooking, okay? So you can you add this phrase, when I was a child, I used to help my mother with the cooking, okay? So it's about your own childhood. So let's read the first one here. Go barefoot in the summer. Go barefoot in the summer, okay? So how can we write this or use this phrase to talk about our childhood? We can say, when I was a child, okay, comma, I go barefoot, okay? So we can, when I was, let me write it the whole of it, okay, when I was a child, I used to go barefoot in the summer. Okay, when I was a child, I used to go barefoot in the summer. Okay, so here we have it, the first example of the sentence. When I was a child, I used to go barefoot in the summer. Okay, it's a very good example. Now let's move on to number 2. Okay, play with my friends for hours. We can also add this. When I was a child, When I was a child, I used to play with my friends for hours. Now let's use the not, okay? Let's use the not, okay? And here it means not plus used to. For the third example, we can say, when I was child, okay? Let's read it here also. Let's write it here. When I was a child, I did not use to eat candy. Okay? Okay, so here you have it. Okay, when I was a child, I didn't use to eat candies. Okay, so we also made another example with didn't. Okay, with a negative adding to it used to. Okay, so now here we have the answers. When I was young, I always used to go barefoot in the summer. When I was little, I would play with my friends for hours. Number 3, I didn't use to like candies when I was a child, so you can also change the formation of the sentence. And number 4, when we used to go to the beach, we would build castle in the sand. Okay, so here as also you can use would also, and you can use used to, and they both have the same meaning. They both have the same meaning. Okay, very well. Now complete the first part of the sentence. Use was or were going to and your own ideas. For example, if you have this sentence, but then I found a better job or a better one. Okay, then let's first put as the first part of the sentence, like this one. I was going to take the first job I was offered, but then I found a better one. Okay, let's all try for the first one here. But we were too tired. We were too tired. So let's try to figure out the first part of this sentence. Okay. So let's try this. For example, okay. Let's try this. But we were tired. Okay. Let's say we were going to play. For example, we were going to play. Okay. But we were too tired. Going to play a game or for another hour or another hour. Okay. We were going to play for another hour, but what happened? What happens that we were too tired. Okay. So sorry. So here actually you can use different scenarios that matches this sentence. Okay, so here we have the example. Okay, so we were going to watch a film tonight, but we were too tired. Okay, and here, okay, and here you have he was going to pay for dinner, but he lost his credit card. Okay, those the completion or the first part of the sentences. Number 3, I was going to ask you to go out tonight, but you weren't home. And number 3, she was going to attend that university, but she didn't get accepted. Okay, so here are the answers of those questions. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the summary of what we did today. Okay, this is the summary of what we did today. We actually explained how to use used to or be used to or would, and also we clarified how to use was or were going to, future in the past, and also we put some exercises and answered them based on the rules that we took. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, and here are if you have any question or you want to assist us in a game, please visit the Dروس gate. And here are the means of communication. You can visit any of them if you do have any questions. Okay, so thank you very much and have a great night.